Well, hello everybody. It's Wes and Andy, and we are back again for another installment of Random Fandom Tuesday night. This week, it's
Episode 55.
Random Fandom number 55 for the week of March 19th.
Spring is supposed to be upon us, but
Not where we live.
go home, Mother Nature. You're drunk.
Woke up this morning and went, "Hey, what's going on? It's winter again."
Yep.
Ah. Oh, guys. Hello, guys.
Evening.
Thank you for tuning in. It's a slow start this week. I know it's only Tuesday. Did you find there was a lot of noteworthy entertainment news this week?
A lot of horror based, oddly
Oh,
enough.
that makes you happy then.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, one of them makes me a little sad because it turns out it is false.
Well, I don't like it when stuff. Well, I guess it depends on when stuff is false.
Yeah.
You want the good news, the entertainment news, to be
Truthful.
well, or at least real.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Everything is rumor until it happens.
Exactly.
That is true. You know, off the top of my head, I don't think there was a whole lot going on this week. Between last week's show and now, that made me go, ooh, except for one thing, and that just happened today. So
Yeah.
I know we're going to talk about that.
Yes, we are.
However, before we get to that, we should probably unload a dose of
Random Fandom Trivia.
Yes.
Yeah.
An evening, TJC. Welcome.
Oh my gosh, TJC in the house.
So, question for you.
Yes, sir.
In the 1987 Masters of the Universe movie,
Ooh, I've seen this one.
why are most of Skeletor's troops robots?
Wow. Are we looking for a production reason, a story reason?
Just a generalized trivia reason, I guess.
Wow. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. I mean, it's one, we've gone through this with Star Wars. It's okay to kill robots and not okay to kill people. You can kill hordes and hordes of robots and still get a younger PG rating.
Similar to G.I. Joe, I guess, the cartoon, right?
In some ways. The other thing is with a robot is you only got to make a couple of suits, right?
True.
And then you can just recycle them from the whole movie, right? So you could have the same 6 or 7 dudes, oh, you fell down, you're dead. Okay, next scene, reset, wipe the junk off him and go again. You could do that.
True.
Story reason? I don't know. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Why?
Well, the answer to this one is because Mattel. Oh, what's this though? TJC's putting in.
Oh, but saying that Karg was killed, he was a beast and not a robot. That's true. Karg, he was our budget beast man for that movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically Beast Man was in the movie too, but
he was more beastie.
He sure was.
But
I still think of him as budget beast man to me.
No, the answer is because Mattel, which owned and produced the Masters of the Universe toy line, mandated early in production that He-Man could not kill anyone on screen.
You almost think they talked to the folks at Filmation for that.
You'd think so.
Guy carries a sword, carries a giant gun in this one too. 2 of them, in fact. The rifle. I think he appropriates the rifle from one of the troops.
It's like Batman, right? He started with a gun, and
Captain America
also
started with a gun, yeah,
and then went on to be like, nope, not going to kill nobody.
I'm okay with He-Man not killing. At the same time, if we get a new live action, and I'm back to if, because I don't know necessarily if it's going to be a real thing or not. We keep hoping it is.
Yeah.
If there was some real sword play that resulted in at least somebody getting cut,
limbed,
I would accept dismemberment. Gaz says robots you can easily program, and troops costs major dollars to train. That is true. Looking at you, Confederacy of Independent Systems.
Also, did you know today is Bruce Willis's birthday?
No.
So happy birthday, Bruce Willis.
Happy birthday, Bruce Willis.
How's that for a happy note? Before we dive into our set.
Yeah, I guess I haven't heard anything on that front lately, how he's doing, other than he's pretty much nonverbal now.
No news is good news.
I guess so. Yeah. At this point, what do you do? Like, I don't think the family really wants to report on that stuff anyway, to be honest.
No, keep the paparazzi away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that does bring us to our first order of
Shall we
business.
get to the getting?
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys can't see it.
kind of.
We totally
Yeah.
like we didn't plan this. We just both happened to be wearing the Fandom Power podcast Jurassic shirts tonight.
Mm-hmm. Guy says yippee-ki-yay, Bruce.
That's right.
But first up on the docket here,
Oh, nice. Okay, are we starting with something?
we're starting with a sad one. Michael Culver from Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back has passed away at 80.
Oh, Captain Nita.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
he didn't have a very long part.
no, but he had a memorable one.
Well, you mean
Choked out by Vader. Getting choked out by the best.
he didn't get a Black Series action figure, although his replacement did. Piet got one.
Well, why not have one for him like posthumously, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, everybody else gets one.
I figure at some point, if 3 3/4 Star Wars has told me anything, it's that if you wait long enough, they will make, every, tertiary, character in existence.
Yeah.
Black Series, not so much.
Yeah.
Mind you, we're into the hundreds now with Black Series figures, which is surprising. Mind you, the line is what? It's 11 years old now.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
It is 11 years old. Facebook user says, "Oh, hey boys, trying to find a good chat platform. Well, you can
Chat there.
you can chat where you are, and we can just refer to you as a Facebook user, or you can come on over to our YouTube channel. It's the Fandom Power Podcast on YouTube, and sign in with your Gmail account, and you'll be good to go."
Yeah. But the statement from the actor's agent noted, "We are very sad to confirm the passing of our friend and client, Michael Culver, a career spanning over 50 years with notable roles in Sherlock Holmes, A Passage to India, Secret Army, and of course, Star Wars."
Yeah, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. So, had a long career, and like
Yeah.
some of the stuff he was uncredited for, like his first 2 roles were in James Bond movies were uncredited.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
What was he in?
From Russia with Love and Thunderball.
Oh, I like Thunderball.
So he's in there.
Now I'm gonna have to look for him. I wonder if I'd recognize him.
Well, he'd be younger.
There's a lot of the villains in Thunderball. There's a lot of stuff that happens in the water. So like there's a big sequence with like villains in wetsuits, right? So it's hard to identify
True
who people are. Although if he was in a wetsuit and diving gear, you wouldn't recognize him anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's how they replaced Richard Dreyfuss in Jaws for the one scene, right?
Just put a guy in a wetsuit.
Yeah.
That's easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Gaz says, "I want a Black Series of that down and out Jawa begging for space bucks." In the Black Series, we've gotten two Jawas so far.
2 or 3.
Definitely 2. We got,
You got the non-fabric robe one.
yeah, that's
Then you got
the
the cloth goods one.
so the original Jawa that came out was we'll call him the Tatooine
Yes.
Jawa, yellow eyes, cloth cloak over top.
Yeah.
They reissued that figure with red eyes, no cloak, and called it the Off-World Jawa, as seen in The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with red eyes.
Yep.
But damn it, I would take like a whole like legion of Jawas. Should have been here on Sunday when we went off the rails talking about. We had a bunch of Jawa jokes.
Yeah, those were good.
What is who is a Jawa's favorite? What was it? Dictator? Mussolini. Favorite noodle? Rotini.
Favorite swimwear?
Bikini. Yeah, that was a whole other time ago, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't seem that long ago.
No, it was only Sunday.
Oh.
Band fact: Thunderball had a remake called Never Say Never. Okay, so I am a huge Never Say Never fan. Never Say Never Again. That is Sean Connery's coming back to the role, and it is a remake of Thunderball, but it is not an official. It is an official Bond film, but it's not. It is not produced by
Same.
Eon Productions and the Broccoli's. Broccoli.
Okay.
It's spelt broccoli. I never know how to say it.
Broccoli?
Broccoli, I think, is the right pronunciation. I could be wrong, but yes, I remember going to see Never Say Never Again in theaters when it came out. I thought it was pretty damn cool. Not bad for James Bond, who may have been past his prime. He actually thought I did pretty well, to be honest. And if truth be told, Never Say Never Again might actually be better than Thunderball. Although the Vulcan bomber in Thunderball, I don't know if you know. Do you know what that is?
I do not.
That is a supersonic bomber that the
Okay.
British operated for a bunch of years. They retired them. I don't know, back in the late 80s, early 90s. They had one. They did a big restoration on one, and it got like a whole United Kingdom tour. There's a documentary on it. You should check it out. But yeah, Never Say Never Again. Good movie.
Cool. Oh, what's this here?
Facebook user says, well, I would have used YouTube, but I don't think it's the right link. YouTube user, aka Janice. Hi, Andy. Hi, dude. I met at Wing House. Your wife cut my hair. Nice.
There you go. And from Gaz.
True. It didn't have the famous gun barrel opening. It had a screen full on the MGM logo. That's right. Yeah. It didn't have.
Well, then it's definitely not a Bond film.
But it doesn't use the classic. I mean, it has the tropes are all there, and he is playing, Agent 007.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the traditional opening of the, a
Like
Bond
the
movie.
Big music number.
Yeah, it doesn't have any of that.
Yeah.
Man, I've got it on DVD too. Now I want to watch it.
Watch it later.
I think I will.
Got to kill time till tomorrow's Bad Batch.
Now I got to watch the new episode of Shogun today.
Oh, that too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, here's TJC.
TJC, Vulcan Bomber, Guy Martin documentary restoring the last flying version. Yes, that's the one I'm talking about.
Nice.
I saw some clips of it online. I thought it was pretty freaking fantastic.
But sticking with the remake or a reboot or whatever, Salem's Lot has been remade and is finally getting a release window on Max.
Oh, wow.
TJC says it's grounded.
It's grounded now. Yeah, I think that that last flight was sort of the big send off. Is it going to be? I think it's going to be a museum piece now.
Should be.
I could be wrong.
But yeah, new update for Salem's Lot, the remake. It's been revealed. It's been done since 2022.
Oh my gosh!
And
so
it's
wait,
been sitting
why
on the shelf all this time?
Why has it not been distributed?
We're not fully sure, but it could be another one of those things like Coyote versus Acme, where they did it just.
Oh dear!
But Stephen King, he's seen it, and he speaks very highly of it.
Really?
So I think in part because of him, they're like, okay, well, if Stephen King approves, maybe we should actually let it go. So there's no specific date yet, but it should be debuting on Max sometime this year.
Do you think Stephen King has that kind of clout with a studio that he's never made a movie for?
Well, if they're making his movie, right?
I shouldn't say
his book.
I shouldn't say that. I don't know if Stephen King has made movies for Warner Brothers or not. Maybe he has. I don't know.
Maybe. I think it was
not Stephen King. Did you say Stephen King?
Yeah.
I'm thinking Spielberg. What am I talking about?
Spielberg. No. Stephen King was he wrote the original novel for.
No, that's right. And sorry, I don't know how. Why did I get the two of them mixed up?
Because they're Stevens and
the author. By the way, Stephen King was he was basically a lock on Celebrity Jeopardy. You ever seen him on Celebrity Jeopardy?
No.
That guy's like I know the questions are a lot easier when they do Celebrity Jeopardy, but man, he was sharp.
Nice.
Sharp as a tack. Okay, so yeah, if Stephen King has seen it and he gives it his approval.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was quoted on Twitter as saying, between you and me, Twitter, I've seen the new Salem's Lot and it's quite good. Old school horror filmmaking, slow build, big payoff. Not sure why Warner Brothers is holding it back. Not like it's embarrassing or anything. Who knows? I just write the fucking things. So
nice.
There you go.
Oh, that's good to know. As there are no longer any supporting companies for the avionics, etc. Fun fact: it is being displayed in a museum, and my boy's name is one of many engraved under its wing. Nice. That is a cool little. Yeah. That's a piece of history, man.
Mm-hmm.
Gaz says, I think Salem's Lot should have a sequel where Ash Williams takes on some bloodthirsty vamps.
Yeah, as long as it's Bruce Campbell.
But he's already said that's
That he's pretty much
that's
done.
that's a no-go anymore.
Yeah, but money talks.
Yeah, that's true.
If we can have old Indiana Jones, why not old Ash?
Well,
Old man Ash. I mean, old man
That's true,
Wolverine
that's
did
true.
great in the comic.
we had the thing is we already had old man Indiana Jones. It was his dad. It was Henry Jones.
Mm,
And I really liked that. It was very satisfying.
true.
Not that the new one isn't satisfying.
True.
It's just different.
It is. But next up here, Maggie Gyllenhaal. She has got a remake of The Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, this one caught me off guard. I had no idea that this was happening.
Yeah, but apparently it's titled The Bride, and it will release in IMAX early in October.
Did you see, speaking of Frankenstein, did you see the remake I Frankenstein? It was basically an action movie. They tried to make him a superhero.
You know what? I don't think I've seen that
The
one.
guy who played oh my gosh.
I saw the one with Robert De Niro. But that was
that's
Mary
fantastic.
Shelley's.
That's Mary Shelley's. Yeah, that's really close to the book. I Vampire stars the fellow who played Two-Face in the Nolan trilogy.
Okay.
I can't
Sean
think
Ben?
of his- No,
Or,
I can't think of his name. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Who's playing Frank?
I don't know for sure. Let's see here. Apparently it does have a bunch of big names. Christian Bale, Jesse Buckley, and Peter
Nice.
Sarsgaard, along with Annette Bening and Penelope Cruz. But
when you get A-listers attracted to something that's typically, I mean, I don't think this is going to be a straight up horror movie. The same way that, the De Niro one was not a straight up horror movie
No.
either.
No.
Yeah.
They do.
Gaz got it.
Yeah, he does.
Aaron Eckhart. That's who I was thinking of. Thank you very much. Battlefield LA. Same guy.
They did release a log line
Or
for
Battle
it
for
through
Los
Deadline.
Angeles. Oh, sorry. Logline. Yep.
It says a lonely Frankenstein travels to 1930s Chicago to seek the aid of Dr. Euphronius, sorry, in creating a companion for himself. The two reinvigorate a murdered young woman, and the bride is born. She is beyond what either of them intended, igniting a combustible romance, the attention of the police, and a wild and radical social movement. So this could be like a more modern rights of, reanimated people, zombie rights. Maybe.
It's hard, just from the log line. It's really hard to know tonally what they're going to do with it, but you could almost play it as a romantic comedy.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
But Maggie Gyllenhaal, she's more drama type roles and whatnot. It'd be interesting to see her in the director's chair.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of hope it's more along the lines of the De Niro film, to be honest.
As long as it's not like Secretary.
What was in that? What happened to that one?
She plays a secretary that gets basically spanked for money.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. It's a weird movie.
It sounds weird.
It is a weird movie.
Yep. That sounds weird.
Oh, and the main actor in that one, he's weird too, but it fits his, it's a role for him.
All right.
Can't remember his name though. But
so Bride of Frankenstein getting a remake. Sorry, do we know when? October of this year.
Yes.
Oh, so it's really kind of
IMAX,
around the corner. Oh, IMAX. Wow.
Yeah.
They're putting some money behind it then.
Yep. Next up, Venom 3 has got a release date now, earlier than it originally was, and they've given it an official title.
Okay.
Venom: The Last Dance.
When you sent this earlier in the week, I asked you, does this sound kind of final?
A little bit. But are they pushing it up just because of the failure of Madam Web?
I don't know. You mean the release date?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Just trying to scrub the taste out of everyone's mouth.
I absolutely did not see Madam Web, so I still have no opinion on it. It's too bad that it's not doing well.
Yeah.
It's also too bad that their actors are
Well, Sweeney is not crapping on it. She's just saying it was a
What was her? I mean, I was along for the ride.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens, and I was hired to do a job.
yeah. She's like,
Good for you. That's the that's the spirit.
yeah. Whereas the other one's like, yeah, it's the crappiest thing ever.
Yeah.
Burn your bridges.
I liked both Venom movies. I thought they were okay.
I quite enjoyed Woody Harrelson as Carnage. It was a good role.
Oh, see, I didn't.
No,
No, I liked him at the end of the first Venom. We saw him in prison.
yeah,
I liked the bouffant hair. It really looked like that page out of the comic. And then we get to the actual movie, and they kind of toned that aspect down a little bit. I mean, Woody Harrelson's a great actor, but
well, you dip into his natural born killer days, and it goes okay.
that's true. That is true.
Yeah, originally this was supposed to be coming out November 8th, but now they've moved it up to October 25th.
Oh,
So a couple weeks early.
okay.
But, like you say, the title does suggest this could be the
It
last
does.
time
I
for
mean,
Tom Hardy.
Let's reflect on that for a minute, because we have a piece of the symbiote.
That is currently
Symbiote?
in the MCU.
That's right. Is it a symbiote or a symbiote?
Symbiote.
That was so polarizing when that happened in the first symbiote. What?
Say it right, goddammit.
Just say it. If we just end Tom Hardy's run in the Sony Spider-Man
Sonyverse?
universe, is that what we're calling it? I don't remember what
I
we're
thought
calling
it
it.
was the Sony Spider-Man universe of characters or some damn thing.
The Sony universe of Spider-Man characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just sounds like
I think it'll be a shame if we don't get at least some sort of connection to Spider-Man. Like,
yeah,
they skirted his entire origin, did it wrong.
Yeah.
And, how are you going to circle back now?
I still think there's room, like with this spawn or offspring that's in the MCU.
Yeah.
It could tag along. It doesn't have to do anything. We just have to be aware of that it's there. We could still pull off a Secret Wars and have it show up and
become Spider-Man's new costume.
Exactly.
Then that would kind of fix it, but
and then we either get a variant, assuming that an Eddie Brock exists in the MCU proper.
True.
But given the shared the cooperativeness between Disney and Sony, I can't see why there wouldn't be.
Yeah.
And then you can cast whoever you want.
Exactly.
Because all the variants don't have to look the same.
Nope.
Unless you're Wanda Maximoff or Stephen Strange. Yeah. In which case, they are all the same.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So comes in October. I'll probably go watch it.
Yes, I will be going to that too, because no doubt my wife will say we're going.
Well,
she likes them. And she likes Tom Hardy, so.
God, like Tom Hardy. He's versatile.
My world is fire.
Oh, Batman, you say?
I can ignore that one.
He did okay.
He did fine, but I mean,
he wasn't as jacked up on Venom as he technically should have been, but
Bane is Hispanic.
True.
Not whatever he was doing. It was okay.
A guy built into
It was fine. It was totally okay.
All right.
It's totally okay.
And this is okay too. Star Wars Rogue Squadron is back in development.
First of all, kudos to you for grabbing the N64 video game cover for the slide, because that's pretty sweet. I like that. Or it's very evocative of the N64 cover.
I believe it is.
With Wonder Woman, so the prevailing thing is Wonder Woman 3 is dead in the water.
So that frees up Patty Jenkins to come back over and basically finish what they started. Let's Rogue Squadron.
Not to take anything away from Star Wars, because hell, I want to talk about Star Wars all the time. But that really does speak to what was going on at Warner Brothers with, like, is there a DCEU or not?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if she was sort of a lot like on the line right up until, oh well, we don't need you to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, how long ago did the Rogue Squadron movie get kind of?
It's been a couple of years, I think.
That it was biffed.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least a year.
Yeah. But
I would hate to be somebody who works in the industry and just be on the line that long, not knowing what the hell you're doing.
Well, I'm assuming there'd be some sort of fallout clause or something like.
So now, Rogue Squadron, still really early on. We don't know anything about it.
No, she is just writing a draft because her schedule has opened up.
If she sticks to her original plan, essentially this potentially could be the Top Gun of Star Wars.
Top Gun in space.
And you know I'm okay with that.
Yep. Yeah.
When do we set this one?
If anything, I would think it would be like during A New Hope.
Well, Rogue Squadron doesn't really show up until after like Empire Strikes Back and post Empire.
Okay.
Yeah. The folks from Red Squadron, which is Luke's original squadron with Wedge,
Yeah.
go on to form Rogue Squadron. I would like to see this set. Man, I have a feeling that this is gonna tie in with all of our Mandoverse stuff. I think that's the easiest place to put it before like the final huzzah of the Empire. But like after Luke Skywalker is out of the picture,
and gone off to
we're gonna get. I mean, yeah, absolutely. You can't have Rogue Squadron without having Wedge Antilles, which is obviously going to require a recasting. Somebody
or
who's
some
younger.
de-aging.
Well, Dennis Lawson was in The Rise of Skywalker. He was in the gunner seat of the Millennium Falcon. I don't know if that's. I mean, Wedge Antilles is central to the squad. He is the squad leader.
Yeah.
Gaz says that Wonder Woman ended when they decided to nix that old DCU and rebooted it with this new this upcoming new DCU. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what the holdup was though. Like, was there must have been some discussion back and forth.
I would think so. There is a quote from Patty Jenkins saying, when I left Star Wars to do Wonder Woman 3 and I started working on that, we talked about, well, maybe I'll come back to Star Wars after Wonder Woman 3. So we started a deal for that to happen.
Yeah.
And then when Wonder Woman 3 then went away, Lucasfilm and I were like, oh, we've got to finish this deal. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope from my heart of hearts, I hope this goes through.
Well, apparently they finished the deal right as the strike was beginning. So now it's like, okay, get the script done, get this, the wheels moving. Right?
But we all know how,
everything could change in a minute.
Deals in Hollywood tend to be full of holes depending on,
who's running.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's easy enough to say like a project's canceled and then, everything, all is forgiven. Nobody's on the hook. Everybody can go about their business now. But yeah, this is back on and I'm very happy about that.
Apparently it's not decided yet whether or not it's going to be a movie or another series.
Yep.
So that remains to be seen.
We've had some pretty cool ship action in The Mandalorian. We had a starfighter battle, a couple starfighter battles, a couple dogfights. We had the Razor Crest mixing it up with the 2 X-Wings.
Yeah.
We had all the stuff with Gorian Shards,
the pirate
snub fighters. I just don't know, like, man, I feel that's if they do it as a series, it's going to be expensive.
Well,
it's going to be expensive as a movie anyway. Yeah. They should do it as a series. I'm all for spending more time with characters. So yes, I am all for that as well. But
they got the volume, right?
Well, that's true. I just want the experience of a big screen space adventure. Yeah. I mean, again, no secret here. I am a Top Gun like uber nerd. I love that movie. So I mean, I've wanted something like this. I mean, as long as Star Wars has been a thing. So I want a cinematic experience. You know what? Who am I kidding? I want it all. I want a movie. I want a TV series. I want a tie-in comic book and a video game. That's what I want. I want it all.
Well, if you can pay for it, they'll give it to you.
Yeah, that's right.
So next up here, Zack Snyder is addressing Rebel Moon reviews after Netflix's movie. It's got a 21% Rotten Tomatoes score.
I'm glad that we're talking about this tonight because I was watching some stuff with him recently. First of all, have you seen?
I have not seen it yet. It is on the list to see, but I need to block out a couple hours to actually watch it.
It's too bad that it's getting panned. I wouldn't say that it's getting panned. I mean, sure, 21% of Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't necessarily mean anything, though, where the critical scores tend to be lower than the audience scores almost across the board. I'm more interested in what people are saying about it, what fans are actually saying about it. I did watch it.
And
I liked it, and I went into it from the perspective of, hey, this is a Star Wars project that didn't get made.
Hmm.
You can't help but look at the parallels between them. What I find interesting is that I recently caught a clip of Zach doing a podcast talking about a director's cut. Now, there
yes.
is an R-rated director's cut of Rebel Moon Part 1 coming later this year.
Yep.
And he said that, normally with a director's cut, it's kind of like a thing that the studio will sort of dangle, like, oh, here's a reward for you. Go and do your thing to appease the director after the studio says, give us what we want.
Yeah.
But he said when it came to doing Rebel Moon at Netflix, Netflix was like, why don't you shoot the director's cut, shoot everything you want all at the same time, and do your director's cut at the same time, which isn't normally done.
Yeah.
And his response to that was pretty positive. He's like, wish more studios would do that.
Mm.
Me too. I can't think of a director's cut that was worse than a theatrical or a regular release movie. I do like them.
Yeah.
So yes, when the R-rated director's cut comes out, I will be watching it. It's not a bad movie. It's not a great movie,
Well,
but it's not a bad movie.
I'm still going to give it a chance.
You should. Gaz says, I would like to see out of Star Wars the true story of how the first Death Star was destroyed. So,
It wasn't Luke
wow.
with the Force and, Bullseye and Womp Rats.
I would be interested to know where Gaz is going with this one because, there's the whole Jyn Erso didn't steal the plans of the Death Star. Kyle Katarn did.
Mm-hmm.
There's all that. But yeah, I'm okay with how they did it canonically. I'm okay with what we saw in the movies.
There's a quote here from Zack Snyder, though.
Oh, yeah.
Saying, I don't really have a rebuttal to the reviews. For whatever reason, the reaction to my movies is very polarizing, and it always has been.
Yep.
The movie, it doesn't seem like there's that much in it that would warrant such visceral responses. But it'll be interesting to see what the critics say about the director's cuts.
Yeah, I hear what he's saying. And yes, one thing is that people have an opinion on him.
Yeah.
Good or bad. And you can't go on any online forum and not get sort of like, you got to dodge the incoming fire.
Yeah.
No matter what side of that you're on.
I don't know. I haven't seen a bad one from him, though.
No, I like his movies, to be honest. I always have.
Justice League was just weird because it got mixed up halfway through.
Well, tragedy in the family, and that did not help things.
No.
And then the whole Whedon debacle, but
Mustache Gate.
damn you, Paramount Pictures. Yeah, and then to get the director's cut of that movie, that felt pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 hours of it.
It didn't seem like 4 hours.
Nope, I loved it.
By.
Yeah, it even told me when to go and get popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Intermission. Oh, okay.
Part 2 of Rebel Moon, it will come out on April 19th.
Oh my gosh, that's right around the corner.
Yeah, we don't.
That's a month from today.
Yeah, not that long to wait. But, this next one here, the Red Ranger is making waves.
Austin St. John. Didn't he just go to jail for tax evasion?
He might have, but Austin St. John, who was originally the Red Ranger in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, has sparked some controversy online after announcing a merch line that features quotes from prominent historical figures, including Adolf Hitler. Where do you start here?
I heard this on the radio the other day. First of all, fuck Hitler.
Yeah.
Fuck Nazis. Punch them in the face.
That's why we have Jedi. Get rid of those space Nazis.
I'm talking real ones, man.
I know.
I can't. We had talked about this a little bit before we went live tonight, and you had said that you understand the idea of what he wants to do with the clothing line and getting the historical quotes. But I'm like,
but is there anything really positive or optimistic from Hitler? There can't be.
I know that it's a slippery slope when you start, erasing history, but like nobody needs to wear a t-shirt with a slogan uttered by Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Ever.
Like,
it's just not necessary.
because like Amy Jo Johnson, the original Pink Ranger, she posted, I think some people should have publicists. Dear me. And
Pay your taxes.
yeah, but a quote from Austin himself says,
Sure.
I'm building a warrior line where I will go back in history from pre-Greek days as far back as I can, and I'm going to have famous quotes from warriors of all ilks, including the terrible ones. Hitler was, a demon on steroids, but he had some pretty good one-liners.
Did he?
So everybody from the great ones to the infamous and terrible ones. And like you say, what fucking one-liners?
That's what I mean. Like, did he?
No.
Do you know? Can you wrap off any?
Nobody quotes
Yeah,
Hitler.
Exactly.
You quote The Simpsons. You quote Family Guy. You do not quote Hitler.
You quote us when we flub the words.
Yeah, but then it's funny.
I'm looking at you, Crosshore. Did I just say that? Oh
Yeah.
My God.
But he has said the line will also feature like Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and okay, sure, throw Chuck Norris facts on there all day long.
Oh, Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris is
I love.
awesome.
I love those.
Bruce Lee, awesome.
Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He does world downs.
Like seriously, what one-liner are you going to get from Genghis Khan?
I think you said it before when you came in tonight.
But like, yeah. I mean, you can't even look at Hitler as a warrior. The dude was like a leader that sent all his soldiers out to do it for him.
Yeah, the man was a
Whereas Genghis Khan was on the front line slashing.
political idealist.
Yeah.
He was definitely able to, motivate people in the wrong way. But
Exactly.
before we go to the next item,
we
let's
got a
let's
couple
check in
comments to
here
catch up
because
on
we got
here.
Gaz here. A ticked off Jawa. This is talking about the
Right.
Gaz was talking about the real destruction of the Death Star. He says a ticked off Jawa that survived the slaughter of his people by the Empire snuck onto the Falcon, then snuck onto the Death Star, made his way to the armory, made an ultra thermal detonator.
They are crafty little buggers.
Yeah, we got a part 2 to that. Set it to go off, and made his escape on a Lambda class shuttle. That's it.
Now, would that be the Lambda class shuttle that they end up commandeering for Return of the Jedi?
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Because, oh, hey, I don't need these anymore.
We don't actually see the Lambda class shuttle isn't actually introduced. I mean, it's hard to explain this because you gotta sort of play fast and loose with this stuff. We didn't see a Lambda class shuttle until Return of the Jedi. That's the first time we saw one.
Yeah, but then they backdate it into.
Well, this is what I mean. Like they throw it into something else, and suddenly it's like, okay, now canonically it now appears here.
Yeah,
which is something we talk about every week on the Bad Batch about, and with Andor, the transition between the Republic and the Empire,
and what version it was or started out as.
We haven't really seen a whole lot of like traditional movie Imperial stuff, at least not in animation anyway.
No.
Yeah, Austin St. John. Sorry, TJC. If you had not committed great sins, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you, is a Genghis Khan quote. Oh, wow.
Well, that's
an interesting one. Right? Yeah. Well, and he was a warrior. Yeah. Red Swenson says, is this Godwin's law as applied to fashion?
I am not familiar with that law.
No, neither am I. I will say this. If this guy launches a clothing line, I don't care what's on it. I will not buy it. That's my preference.
Yeah. I mean, hell, you can make your own t-shirts with inspirational quotes from here to hell.
But again, like, look at who we're talking about. And seriously, if you haven't, Googled his name lately, just do a quick Google search on Austin St. John and his legal troubles. And you'll understand where we're going.
So he needs a win.
Yeah, he does. He needs this t-shirt.
This is going to be it.
He needs a merch line because I think that's probably all he has right now.
I mean, like, really? Why not just don the Red Ranger suit and start doing the convention circuit again? It worked for Tommy.
Oh, that absolutely. But I mean, Tommy embraced it right from the beginning.
Ambassador for Power
Yeah, absolutely. But also Tommy was a real martial artist. So, I mean, that's one thing that he had over, I think, the majority of now I can't speak for all U.S. Power Ranger cast people, but certainly, yeah.
Yeah.
We got Vile in tonight. Vile says, where's Kate Middleton at, though? I'm not sure.
Gone.
What's the reference?
The meme that's floating around now is if my bald-headed husband was fooling around with someone who looked like me but more horseish, I'd do a girl gone too.
Oh
And it's got a
man.
photo of him of what's his face, and then Middleton and this woman who kind of resembles her, but not really well. But
Okay.
oh, there you go, Gaz.
Gaz says, St. John, here's a better idea. Power Ranger quotes.
Who wouldn't buy a shirt that says it's morphin' time?
Hang on a second. I've got an answer for that.
Nailed it.
There you go.
Nailed it.
That's it. Red with his explanation here. As an online discussion grows longer, the probability of a comparison involving Nazis or Hitler approaches 1. Mike Godwin, 1990. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
And Vile says they're all lizard people. Anyway.
Lizard. Yes.
The royal family. Yeah. There is photographic evidence,
Really?
if you believe it.
How come we haven't covered that?
Because that's usually for off the path.
Oh, okay.
It's usually little eye flicks where their second set of eyelids go.
The nictitating membranes.
Yes.
See, I know stuff. I know
We're fans
science.
of stuff.
I know sciencey stuff.
But here's more stuff. How about some toy news?
Oh yeah, sure. How many bajillion McFarlane figures this week?
Only 3, I believe.
Only 3 that you found this week.
That I actually don't
Lizard
know.
people represent.
It's okay to come out of the sewers. Turtles need homes too.
Ninja Turtles?
Yes. Ninja
Oh,
Turtles.
okay. Is that what we're talking? Oh, Ninja Turtles?
No, we're sticking with
shit.
Star Wars because we're not a Star Wars show. But yeah, first up here, inspired by Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Star Wars Black Series is producing a Darth Vader premium electronic helmet.
So let me just. I laughed when I saw this. We just got this helmet for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
Which is 2023. So
Yes.
last year. And so now we're re-releasing it under with Kenobi branding.
Yep.
That's fine. I didn't get it the first time.
Oh, you get a second chance.
Yeah, for $50 more or whatever.
Probably.
Because 2024 prices now.
That's right.
Mind you, you know what I said before. I could easily collect these helmets, and that would be a dangerous.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, slippery slope for me. Mind you, if you wanted a Vader helmet, this is probably the one you want,
This is
given
pretty
the
nice
the interior of that thing. I don't know if this is a wearable one. They typically are.
Yeah.
Like I have been known to wear my Luke Skywalker helmet every once in a while. I even slipped on Kim's Star-Lord helmet.
Oh, jeez.
And that thing's got like a hinged face that clamps. It can be quite off-putting when you first clip it in. You're like, oh, I'm really in here now. I don't know if I'd wear this one. It definitely looks
It's definitely a nice centerpiece. though.
super cool, though.
It's got multiple pieces and those iconic ventilation sounds. They say it's not just an accessory, it's a centerpiece display. So
I would want it on some kind of a stand.
absolutely.
I would want it on you ever look at a technical manual? You must, because your parents own a small engine shop.
Yep.
Like the exploded view of something.
Yep.
I would love a stand where I could display this exploded with the
Yeah.
dome and then the helmet, like the face mask, and then the lower portion all separate.
Yeah.
That I think would be,
That'd cost a bit though.
or you could make one, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I wouldn't make it because I can't do that, but I'm
Sure
sure
you can.
somebody out there can. All the people who are in the 3D printing world probably are like, I could do that in
I already did it.
10 seconds.
Moving on here. We got some Transformers Legacy.
Oh, this is a figure that I have no interest in.
Aw.
And I love Transformers.
Yeah, this is a Voyager class Star Raider Ferric.
So this is a repaint of the Cyclonus, the most recently released Cyclonus,
Okay.
which I do have.
Well, there you go.
I am not familiar with this character.
Yeah. We've also got a deluxe class Star Raider Filch.
A repaint of Air Razor,
Okay. How
the
about,
recently released Rise of the Beasts Air Razor.
how about a deluxe class Star Raider Lockdown?
This one I saw, I was aware of. And so, folks, if you don't know, Transformers is my first toy love, and everything after G1 sucks, except for Transformers Animated. And when Transformers Animated came out, back in 2006,
Somewhere there.
I bought the whole line.
Hmm.
I bought the line, including both versions of Lockdown. And honestly, when I look at this pales in comparison to the old, to the 2006, 2007 Lockdowns. This is a great character, by the way. Awesome character, voiced by, oh my God.
I'm not familiar with him, so.
Lance Henriksen voiced this character.
Really?
Yeah, Lance Henriksen voiced Lockdown in Animated.
Cool.
He was so like sinister, like villain. Yeah, but this is a horrible. The robot mode is just okay. The alt mode, the car, that's like bleh, that's crap.
Yeah, give her some tweaks and a bit of polish, and it could be a Mad Max.
I wish we had a split screen because I would love for you to see the
The
original.
original.
Yeah, because the original looks like some kind of muscle car. Like this looks like it's not sure if it's a car or a truck or what the hell it is.
Got
Yeah.
one from Gaz here. Whoosh.
Oh,
Cough gas. I can't breathe under this thing.
I can't breathe under this thing. Was my sound effects okay?
I like them.
I tried.
Red says Prime was all right and Beast Wars was great. Shame, Wes.
Nope. G1 forever. What do you think drives the brand, man?
Optimus Prime.
Although two out of the 3 Transformers that you just showed off do not originate in G1.
Fair enough. Well, what about
Only
this
one
guy?
of them does.
Because we do have a third one. We have
Oh,
Star
sure.
Raider Cannonball.
Nope.
Nope.
This one would be I think this is from the Unicron trilogy, to be honest.
Maybe.
That looks like a gentle retooling of the skids that just came out.
The top piece there kind of looks like the front panel from Devastator, though.
In what sense?
Well,
Oh, you mean like
one of the little
the roof lights?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, Red says you old.
You old. Yeah, I is. I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40. I'm closer to 50 than I am to 45. Wait, I'm closer to 50 than I am to 48.
I'm halfway there. But, yeah, these are available for pre-order on Walmart with limited availability. So
the one thing I will say about this, with the legacy line, first we had Legacy. Oh, what the hell was it? I think it was just Legacy. But this last, they've really been doing this. Is the idea is to go down all of Transformers history and make action figures that are cohesive, that look like they could coexist in the same toy line. But because Transformers has never done that. Every time we've gotten a new series, there's been this radical redesign. Beast Wars obviously being probably one of the most radical ones. Gaz says, if you paint that TJ yellow, you could call him Cabby. Ernest Borgnine.
Oh, TF, Transformer.
Yes, TF equals Transformers.
Oh.
If you are a fan of Transformers, Wes, this weekend I have a special guest, Space Commando, on Gaming Memories, playing Transformers: The Battle to Save Earth, Commodore 64 game.
Oh.
I didn't even know there was a Transformers game on the Commodore 64.
Oh.
You know what? I will tune in.
Excellent.
I will tune in.
Sticking with some toys here. You remember a while back they did the reaction Beastie Boys based on Sabotage?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But Super 7 is proud to kick off the first 7-inch scale Beastie Boys.
Oh, wow. Really?
So they've upscaled them all. So we get figures of Ad Rock, MCA, and Mike D as their Sabotage personas. Vic Colfari as Bobby, the Rookie. Nathan Wind as Cochise, and Alejandro Allegra as the Chief. They're available for pre-order now, and basically they follow the same Super 7 stuff. Lots of
they're
accessories,
Ultimates.
altered heads, altered hands, and unfortunately probably the same ultimate price.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
Super 7 Ultimates are not cheap, but again,
But they are
considering
very nice.
consider these are essentially made to order.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to buy these.
If I had the money, I'd buy them.
Not for me, but there's actually 2 games. Really?
Well, there you go.
I did not know that.
Gas says, whoa.
No, more like Sabotage. But yes. Whoa.
But yeah, you can head over to super7.com and pre-order yours today. But that does bring us to some McFarlane stuff.
Oh boy.
So first up, we have the Kryptonite Doomsday mega figure.
Okay, I saw this, and I don't know if you saw it at the same time that I did. I almost sent this to you because I thought, and I figured you were going to see it anyway, which is why I didn't. But I'm like, oh.
Well, if you didn't get Doomsday in the 2-pack with Superman, this might be the chance to do it.
So tell me then, is this a
Exactly.
reuse?
I'm going to say mostly,
Yeah.
but not completely, because I do not believe the one in the Superman 2-pack has basically Predator dreadlocks.
I was going to say the dreads.
But I do know that there was a Kryptonite Doomsday in the comic book, so it's not like it's just some wacky variant.
This isn't some just
No,
thing that they just decided
it's a
to do.
pre-existing concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it does fit along lines because they have done like Kryptonite Poison Superman.
Yeah. I do like the portrait on him though. He looks pretty
That's
sinister.
vicious.
Yeah, yeah. I would not want to meet that guy in a dark alley.
And if it is a mega fig, that should size well with like Mongol and all the rest of them.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
probably gonna get this if I can.
Oh,
But,
I'll keep my fingers crossed for you.
It launches for pre-order tomorrow at select retailers.
I don't know why you just like pre-order it, man.
Yeah, probably should.
You could just go down to GameStop and
Jen, don't listen to this part. But sticking with McFarlane, we got our first.
Oh wait. I saw you know I'm gonna bring it up. You might as
Okay.
well put the picture up.
All right. Alice Cooper joins the Music Maniacs.
And I'm saying right now, there's no way when that hits the shelf that the paint looks that good.
'Cause
That's
it
a
does-
real person.
It looks really good.
That is a real person. I see Alice Cooper when I look at that. Every time McFarlane has done a real person, whether, I'm looking at you, Justice League figures, they just look so horrible.
They're a bit off.
Yeah, like the Princess Bride line, like I get it. I mean, there are some very talented people, and I often make the joke, like, are you still hand painting these?
Probably.
Hand paint them if you're doing them in like small batches, like 1s and 2s. But when
Not
you're a
in
mass,
thousands.
a mass market retail line, it's got to be a better way.
Yeah. But this particular 6-inch scale figure launches for pre-order on March 22nd.
Just out of curiosity, have you ever seen Alice Cooper?
I have not seen him in live. No. I would like to.
It's worth going.
I'd like to.
He's pretty cool.
Nice.
This one, I'm interested in this. I don't know if I'm going to buy it.
It's a good looking sculpt, though. I mean, as far as it goes, and like, looks articulated enough.
He looks.
I'm curious about the snake. If it's like just going to be like a solid,
Or is it going to be on a wire?
or a bendy?
A bendy. Yeah, I would prefer a bendy, to be
Because
honest.
then you could have like him doing the whole, grab
You
the
could,
snake. By the
you
head.
could hold it up, or you could,
Yeah.
put it around his, wear it like a belt. I don't know.
Have fun
That's
with
cool. That's cool. I'm surprised at that, to be honest.
it. And what would be another McFarlane week without another Batman figure?
I was in a Walmart yesterday, and in the action figure section, there were exactly four DC Multiverse figures on a single peg.
They were all Batman.
3 of them were Batman.
Well, this one is Batman in his prestige suit from Arkham Knight.
Yep.
It is available for pre-order now at select retailers. It's 7-inch scale, so back up that 1 inch again.
I do like the Arkham series of
The
games.
Arkham was so good.
They were really good.
This one includes a Batarang grapnel launcher, a Sonic remote, and a collectible art card and base. So
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a big fan of the molded cape, but he still looks pretty good.
it'll do.
My Keaton bat has a fabric
Ooh,
cape.
well,
Yeah.
Does fabric cost that much more, or is it cheaper?
I don't know.
Vacuum seal the
Like to do like
Solid
a
cape.
molded one. Well, with a molded one, you can get some pretty dynamic stuff, like all of that crinkle in it,
yes.
which you can't get without at least some form of wire in your fabric. Which the one I have definitely is not wired. There's a trade off there,
Yeah.
but for a museum pose,
Yeah.
I definitely prefer a soft goods.
Fair enough. But that does bring our section of toys to a close this week.
Oh my god, it feels
And,
like that was a short one.
It was a short one this week,
Yeah.
but it is that time again.
What is it? What? What? Okay, wait.
Loading lexicon. Generating responses. Responses ready. Lexicon is the word game where you decide what's real and what is a con. Get ready. Here we go.
All right, it is Lexicon. It is our weekly word game where we present you with a nonsensical yet completely legitimate word. There's going to be 3 definitions. Of course, your job is to pick the correct one. And this week, it's Andy's word. So if Andy has done his job right, he will fool you all and pull off the con.
Mm-hmm.
Andy, what do you got for us?
So we don't have the digital.
No audio this week, so
renditions,
it's okay. We can read it.
And I'm going to try and read it right too. So this week's word is flingy.
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 Is it flingy or flingy?
I believe it is flingy. That's what I'm going with.
Flingy. I think you are correct.
But it might not.
Flingy.
I'm going with flingy, and that's all there is to it.
Flinge. Flingy.
Definition.
This is definitely nothing I've ever seen before.
Okay. Definition number 1.
Yeah, number 1.
An extended period of enjoyment, wild behavior, or debauchery.
That's a flingy.
That would be a flingy.
That's a flingy. Same spelling. No.
Yeah. Definition number 2. One at whom anything is flung.
You the flinger or the flingy.
Flingy?
Then that makes them the flinger or
Yeah.
the flingy.
And definition number 3.
Yep.
A miniature flange used for various purposes in bathroom plumbing.
Oh.
So there you go. An extended period of enjoyment, wild behavior, or debauchery.
Sometimes, when the words, when I'm not doing the words, like you've done a few of them, sometimes you can sort of break the word down and you can sort of pick out parts of it. I got nothing on this one. Like, if I had to guess, wild guess, I don't think it's 2. And I think that 3 is just plausible enough. See, Gaz is on there. Gaz thinks it's 3. I was thinking that 3 is just plausible enough to be potentially real, but I think it's 1.
Silver Spider thinks it's 1 as well.
I have no basis for why that is, but that's what I think it is. All right, so Silver Spider and myself, we're on for number 1. Woohoo!
There you go.
We got Gaz coming in by himself at number 3. Anybody else? Anybody else want to take a crack at it?
We still need our Jeopardy music.
I know.
Someday we'll get it.
Royalty free, of course.
Exactly.
We'll have to write our own.
Yeah. But anyway, if anybody chose anything other than number 2.
What? Number 2 is the actual.
So it could come down to a matter of pronunciation. The flingy or the flinger.
Is that right?
It is right. One whom anything is flung.
The flingy. The flingy or the flinger. Wow.
So, TJC coming in with number 3.
3. Yeah.
And Gaz says, what?
Yeah. Me too. Me too. All right. Wow.
TJ, hand me that flingy.
I was hoping it was going to be, debauchery because we could. Kay coming in at the last minute with 3.
You're hoping for debauchery?
Yeah, because then we can go on a Brannigan.
Go on a flingy for a Brannigan.
We can, yeah.
A Brannigan flingy.
We can exercise our flingy while we're having a Brannigan.
There you go.
That's right. All right. Well, that's been this
Another
week's installment of Lexicon. We'll come back next week. Well, we'll have another bullshit word. Flingy. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. What are we doing now?
Well, good news for fans of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Woo.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has finished and wrapped filming.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah. According to James Marsden, he posted that we just wrapped, actually. I feel really proud of what we created and the response from the fans. We just had to get the animation right on that first movie, but great family, all positive. Jim Carrey is just having a ball. So
I have to say, have you watched Comedians in Comedians Coffee and
not extensively, no.
So like I don't think it's really like a big secret that Jim Carrey was off the deep end for a while.
He went to some weird places.
And I don't mean like, we're talking like it's long after Man in the Moon.
Yeah.
But it's really good to see him, what I would describe as back to form
Yes.
as Robotnik. I think it's right up his alley. I think he's wonderful in the role.
Like based on the video game, I would have never thought to cast him there.
No,
But he's knocked it out of the park twice.
he's
already.
done-
So
he's done
this third
fantastic.
outing, I can't see it being bad.
Yeah, yeah.
From TJC.
I disagree. As if I threw something, they would be called unconscious. I love it. Oh, that's good. That deserves one of those.
There you go. So yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, it's finished filming and eventually it will come out. Unless they pull another Coyote versus Acme, but why do
Oh
that?
wait, who's making this? Isn't Warner Brothers?
No.
Okay, so we're
I don't
fine.
think so.
We're fine.
We should be good.
We're fine.
Yeah. This next one, it got me excited, but then it got me sad when I found out.
Why?
So there will be no Dinklage Leprechaun movie.
What was that a thing?
A poster came out this past week,
Yeah.
as well as a synopsis and a listing of extra stars. Like Florence Pugh was supposed to be in it.
Oh.
A cameo from Jennifer
okay.
Aniston. But according to the reporting, the rights holder
Excuse me.
Lionsgate
Okay.
was seeking new pitches back in April of 2022.
Yep.
But this is not it.
So is this fan art? What is this?
Apparently it is fan
It
art.
is, eh? Well, it's really well done.
It is really well done, which got me all excited because I would love to see him take a turn at this. But
That Leprechaun.
yeah,
You know, given Peter Dinklage's stance on, small people, little people in Hollywood,
yeah,
do you think this is a role that he would have taken? Do
sure, why not?
you think so?
On the heels of taking the Toxic Avenger, why not?
Yeah. Okay.
But
I just thought, that this might have been a stereotyping thing where maybe he'd be like, sure, you want me to play a fucking little person. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, he did have that like revenge moment in Elf.
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
What was it? Call me an elf once again.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
drop kicks Will Ferrell.
One more time.
But back in June 2023, Lionsgate did find a little bit of gold for it because they announced a reboot from Philippe Vargas.
Okay.
But details beyond that are kind of scarce, and not much else has happened since then.
No.
But it would be nice to see Jennifer Aniston kind of come back for a cameo, just because that was her initial movie role, right?
That was her first.
That was
movie?
her first movie, was Leprechaun.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Wow.
And really they should have Warwick Davis come back in some form.
Right, because he was.
He was the Leprechaun, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But he left the series back in 2003. But he did tell Bang Showbiz via Screen Rant that he would be interested in coming back if given the opportunity. And he's
Okay.
quoted as saying, you know what? We did 6 Leprechaun films, and around Halloween, people always watch them and love them. Horror is an interesting medium. I think it's different when you have kids. You look at a horse in a slightly different way. Since I finished the Leprechaun films, I had kids and I see the world through their eyes. And to be involved in a horror movie right now is probably not quite right. I will wait until my son turns 18, then do some more horror again.
That is a very thoughtful
Yeah.
stance on that.
But at the same time, with access to the internet, like you're going to know your dad was in these movies.
Sure, but at
Like,
least
holy shit, my dad was Wicket or the Leprechaun.
he was Willow.
He's
and then
Willow, exactly.
he's like bloodthirsty Willow.
Yeah, well, he was a bloodthirsty teddy bear.
Right. Oh, guys, can we have a Leprechaun versus Willow?
Maybe.
That would be
I
funny.
mean, we had Freddy versus Jason. We should have continued that trend. I know they did in comic books where it was
I
like
actually like
Chucky
that.
versus everybody, or
I like that movie.
And
That's
then
the last, probably one of the last horrors that I intentionally sat down and watched. Because it was in space, I could tell myself, this is a science fiction movie.
which one?
Freddy versus Jason.
That wasn't in space. It
Oh, wait.
Jason X. was
Oh,
in
Jason X
space,
goes to space. Yeah, you're right. You
where
are
he gets
right.
the cybernetic upgrade and
I saw that one.
kills that girl with the liquid nitrogen.
Yes, but I did watch Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool.
It was a good one, and it ended with a way so both fans could be happy.
Yeah,
If you're a Jason guy or a Freddy guy,
everybody gets to come back another day.
yes.
Because that's how these things work,
Yeah, you keep the sequels rolling.
except for Leprechaun.
Well,
You only got to watch the first 6.
yeah, you can ignore the next one because it was kind of weird. But also played by another guy who played a Leprechaun, which was Hornswoggle in WWE.
Hornswoggle.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
and it was produced by WWE Films. It was called Leprechaun Origin, I think,
Oh, my.
but they didn't really do much in way of origin. But
No.
anyway, have you got some money to burn?
Well, if I'm reading that correctly, I wish I did,
Yeah,
because I would like to have
you
that kind of
got
money.
2 days to come up with it. But Heritage Auctions is currently selling off the Cosmic Key from Masters of the Universe.
That's sweet.
The bid is currently sitting at 3,100 US plus
Oh, my.
buyer's premium. But yeah, you can
So-
go and bid on this.
So what's the number? 3875.
So
Oh.
under buyer's premium,
Can I have a $5,000 loan?
it might go higher than that. There's still 2 days to go, right?
Can I have a $10,000 loan? I want to know though, is this going to be like, how many of these were made? Like, this is like a prop that is featured widely in the film.
Yep.
You would think that, like other productions, there would be your stunt props
Yeah.
that wouldn't have any functional moving parts that are used for getting tossed around and stuff that don't necessarily have any close-ups. Or is this like the hero prop with all the bells and whistles and all of the mechanism that the spinning things?
It might be close to the Hero one because it's got it's constructed of plastic, rubber, foam, and metal components and wired
Yeah.
for lighting effects.
Wired for lighting.
So it's got a bunch of technology throughout, and the tuning forks with the gold painted rubber fobs, toggle switch at the bottom. It's 19.5 inches tall, so
Oh, wow.
yeah, and the top and bottom have plastic clips, so I don't know if there's something like to insert to it to make it work better, or
I don't know. It almost sounds like it may have been in somebody's collection for a while.
it might be. But apparently they list it and say it is exhibiting some age and production wear,
As it should.
with 3 forks that are not quite perfect.
Yeah.
And some of the Greeblies are no longer present, but it does come with a certificate of authenticity from Heritage Auctions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got 2 days left if you want to jump in on it.
Yeah. Gaz, it makes a point here. That's way too much for a movie that is,
Cult-ish?
yeah. I mean, I think guys of our age, folks that saw it when they were kids, might have a fondness for it. But like, that movie came out and it was,
Not the greatest
this ain't He-Man. What the hell's
Yeah.
going on?
He-Man
And I
on
mean,
Earth.
Did you? Now we all have. I think I certainly have softened over the years on the character of Gwildor. But did you like Gwildor initially?
I didn't mind him, but then again, I like Billy Barty, so
I also like Billy Barty,
it
who was the Nelwyn Wizard in Willow.
Mhm.
Wow, what a connection! We've gone from He-Man to Leprechaun to Willow to He-Man. Wow.
But yeah, it's out there. Get your bids in.
In other news, Prop Store is selling off a bunch of Anthony Daniels C-3PO collection.
Still?
Yeah.
Because I know they sold the head for like some crazy record.
Is that closed now? Oh, maybe
I don't
it's
know if
closed.
fully closed.
Maybe
but,
it's closed.
Yeah. In
Wow, 38. I think that's an 38.75 US.
yeah, that's with the buyer's premium.
Bid
Or-
next minimum 3,200 or
Or
4,000 with the buyer's premium. Wow.
Yep.
Can I have a $10,000 loan?
If I had it, I'd lend it to you.
Thanks, man.
But,
I would sell tickets. It would be 25 cents a ticket. Come see the Cosmic Key from Masters of the Universe. 25 cents. We'll
cool.
make our money back in like 10 years.
Probably.
Wow, Cosmic Key, everybody.
Yep. But switching to video game stuff, Jay and Silent Bob have a new one coming. Chronic Blunt Punch is coming in 2024.
And I assume that is the art style that we're getting.
That's just the box art, if you will, on the left there. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other 3, yes, are the actual video game style.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a link in the show notes to the trailer if you want to go check it out, and it's good.
And is this going to be PC or what are we?
This one is going to be I don't know if
You don't know. I guess we can look that one up later.
Yeah, I don't know if they've fully announced where it's going to be, but it's at least going to be like on Steam and whatnot, I would think.
Then it's definitely going to be on PC then.
Yeah.
Have they had a video game before?
They've had a couple like phone games, but nothing this extensive.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's a colorful side-scrolling tag team beat 'em up game coming in 2024.
Oh, nice. Who doesn't want to have a beat 'em up as Jay and Silent Bob?
Exactly.
They should have their costumes.
They do.
Oh,
But they've also got like movie references. Mac and Mallrats where Jay was all like, "Oh, Wolverine claws." He's got Wolverine claws in the game.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
or they're just metal claws.
oh yes,
I want to pick that.
that's right.
Use the word.
Yeah, if you want to go check out the trailer, it's available there. And then our next video game here might catch you off guard, but why not, right? Squirrel with a gun.
Squirrel with a gun.
Squirrel with a gun. It is exactly what it says it is. We've also got the trailer for this linked in the show notes, but they say fight tooth, claw, and gun to escape a secret underground facility and defeat the agents. Squirrel with a Gun will be available on PC, PS5, and Xbox in fall of 2024.
I had no idea that this was even a thing.
Yeah, me neither. I just saw it come up and I actually clicked on it and it looks stupid but funny. Basically, one of the agents trips over a thing and a gun lands in front of the squirrel.
Drops his gun.
And so the squirrel picks it up and goes on a rampage.
A squirrel on a shooting rampage.
Yep. But you can upgrade throughout the game. So you start with like your typical handgun, but then he moves up to an Uzi, shotgun. And the funny thing in the trailer, anytime he pulls the trigger, he gets blown back.
Oh no.
So he goes flying back, or if he's jumping, he'll point down and use it as a jump boost. So,
oh, that's funny.
taking note of squirrel physics, I guess, if you will. But
now, just stay on that image for a second, though. Is it really that far off from some of the visuals we've seen with one anthropomorphized raccoon?
You know what?
Little rocket vibes, you know what I mean?
True.
True. Big guns, little guy.
Well, he does move up as you go through, so.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's kind of cute in a way, but
yeah.
I definitely have to check out the trailer for that.
Yeah. But the trailer, they just released the second trailer for it. And it features that origin story and also a very Bond-like theme song.
Cool.
So it's worth a watch. But another one moving on here, another remake, if you will. But this, I think, will be the third time remade.
What?
Gremlins 2 writer and director Roger Corman and Brad Crevoy are doing an updated Little Shop of Horrors.
Well, it was a stage production first.
Yeah.
And then it was a movie.
Yep. Which starred a young Jack Nicholson.
We've talked about that before.
Yep. And then it went to stage again. And then a couple years later, it went back to film with Rick Moranis and Steve Martin.
Which is another one from our childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which still holds up to this day.
Feed me, Seymour.
Feed me. But yeah, they're joining producers and or is it here? Joe Dante, Roger Corman have joined producers Brad Crevoy for a reboot of this, and it's slated to, Dante is slated to direct it. So he's got his old Gremlins background going for him.
Yeah, yeah.
But
do you think we're gonna get another animatronic?
I don't know, but I mean, if it is in the same Gremlins wheelhouse, yes, I could see him going
sticking with
practical effects.
Yeah.
But
I think it'll be augmented. It'll be a bit of both.
Probably.
Like maybe
especially with like some crawling vines.
Yeah. With all the vines, totally CG the vines.
Yeah. TJC, why can't they leave the originals alone? They really need to think of some new material.
There's only 6 plots in Hollywood. Come on.
I thought there was only one. But come on, like if they didn't touch this one before, we wouldn't get our Rick Moranis version, which is the superior version. In my opinion.
I agree. And that's the thing too.
Hashtag save shrunk.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Save shrunk. But remakes and reboots have been sort of in the Hollywood, zeitgeist since the beginning. So like
they have.
It's just for whatever reason now, it seems in the last 15, 20 years. It's just been this like explosion though.
Yeah.
Suddenly you've got to do it. Wait, hey, are we talking about The Crow tonight?
Actually, I didn't put that
You
on the
didn't.
docket.
Yeah. And there's another one.
Yeah, because the
So.
director of the original has said, why the hell are you doing this? Don't touch it. It was Brandon Lee's legacy.
I mean, that's like, you know, it's the same argument about everybody talking about, oh, Ron Perlman was Hellboy. Well, actually, he's not. Hellboy is Hellboy, and it's based on Mike Mignola's work. So that's really what it is. It's the same thing with The Crow.
Yeah.
You know, based on the comic book. So
James
I mean,
LeBar.
it doesn't take anything away from what came before it. And in fact, it might be worse. So I know there's a lot of discussion over the how Skarsgård appears in this.
Yeah, it's different, but
yeah. So I mean, reboots and remakes. I mean, I'm okay with them. I do agree. I would like to see something fresh. And have you seen Dune Part 2 yet?
not yet.
There's a remake that actually feels fresh.
At least with this one, like it was what 1984 or 86 when they last touched on it.
Wow, it's definitely in the 80s. Yeah, so
that's a good stretch. Whereas like Batman, you know, they remade him every fucking 3 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Eh?
But
remember, though, you are supposed to believe that all of the Schumacher films, it's the same guy.
I know.
Keaton, Kilmer, Clooney. Yeah. They're all the same person.
TJC says he's not seen Part 2 yet.
Oh, okay. If you're planning on seeing it, do so while it's still in theaters. It is so good. So worth seeing theatrically.
And Gaz says the only way for this to work is if you make the plant
a kaiju.
Did you see the alternate ending of the 1980s one though?
I don't think I did.
Because basically they are alien kaiju. They end up taking over the world.
The plants.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Not surprising though.
Yeah.
It's right up that, you know, it totally echoes that 50s sci-fi.
Yeah. So, moving on here, this one I guess could be kind of gross, but a fan who attended the SmackDown tapings last Friday night in Memphis, Tennessee, asked Cody Rhodes before the dark match if he could have the piece of gum that Rhea Ripley spit out into the ring. And for some reason, Cody did. Handed it right to him.
So first of all, this
ex-user Big Bad Bubba is the one who got it.
I mean, the piece of gum goes from Rhea Ripley's mouth. How does it go to being in Cody Rhodes' hand?
Well, apparently it landed on the ring mat.
And so he
kept his eye on it.
He picked it up.
Cody picked it up and handed it to him.
I guess so.
He's quote, Big Bad Bubba here says, I'm going to be judged hard for this, but oh well. Last night, Rhea Ripley spat her gum out and it landed in the ring. Then later on, Cody Rhodes was making his way around for pics and autographs. I asked him if I could have it, and yep. But he says, no, I did not chew it. Now, there's a follow-up post on his account that says, you know what? This could be worth money because people paid money for a piece of paper that she licked. So this has actually been in her mouth. I'm
telling you,
10 times better.
But we've got a picture of it right now. And I'm telling you, I can go get a piece of juicy fruit, do the shit out of it. And guess what? With a couple of toothpicks, I can make it look just like that.
But do you have documented video evidence of her spitting it out on SmackDown?
Wow. No. Yeah, I have the same footage everybody else has. Go watch the replay. Really, Bubba? Really? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now, my daughter is a huge Rhea Ripley fan.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is Harley into wrestling?
Not really.
Just her.
Just her. Well, you know what? When the house shows and whatnot come,
yeah,
she's a fan.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess there's a market for it out there.
Listen, people will buy anything.
Yes.
Right?
True.
Keep talking about getting an OnlyFans for feet.
Yeah.
Not my feet. My wife says she's going to do an OnlyFans with the feet.
Well, there you go. Buy a new house.
I hope you're watching tonight, honey.
A viable career option.
Absolutely is. And that coming from me in my old manness, I'm the guy growing up that used to say YouTube is not a career option. Boy, was I wrong.
Well, hopefully. Moving on here from Rhea Ripley's gum. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey creators reveal that they are building their own cinematic universe.
Oh dear.
The Pooniverse will be getting its own movie.
Did they have to do a play on the Avengers logo though?
I think they wanted to because it's called Monsters Assemble.
That makes sense.
And TJC says, yep, what Gaz said.
Yep. We're all in agreement there.
Yeah. But
so what we got? We
We've
got Winnie
got
the Pooh, Blood and Honey. We got Bambi the Reckoning.
that one's coming. Also coming is Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare, Pinocchio Unstrung,
Oh,
as well as a few other ones involving a Rapunzel one, I believe.
Pinocchio Unstrung. Ultron. Oh, sorry. Wrong movie.
Wrong franchise, but
No strings on me.
yeah. But apparently the Pooniverse, which
You can't help but
sounds
chuckle when you
wrong,
hear that. Yeah.
will follow Pooh, Tigger, Rabbit, Owl, Piglet, Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty, Bambi, the Mad Hatter, Peter Pan, and Tinkerbell.
In a story that is similar to the Avengers.
So they're going to bring all their monster movies together in this Pooniverse Monsters Assemble.
Is that so they can all go on one big, like night of terror together?
Probably.
Uh-huh.
Apparently it's not coming out until 2025, but between then you do have 5 or 6, maybe even 7 different
Now,
movies.
did the Blood and Honey go to theaters?
I believe it did, but it didn't do well.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm all for independent artists and doing your thing. But this is just straight up weird and not for me.
Well, the whole copyright thing entering into the public.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Everybody's just running.
Absolutely. Everybody
Everybody
thumbed the nose at Disney.
Yeah.
You don't own it.
But Blood and Honey 2 will be coming out on March 26th. So next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The first one, is that even a year old?
I believe it is a year old in January.
So it's just a year old.
Something like that.
Wow.
But they're cranking them out.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Why not?
This is like direct-to-home media, like speed.
Well, next we'll have to get the Cocaine verse, right? Cocaine Bear.
Oh my God. Yeah. Cocaine Werewolf.
And then Cocaine Shark.
Yep.
But sticking with horror movies, this one's kind of fun. A cult classic from the 80s is coming back to Hollywood with a new reboot trilogy.
Oh.
Were you a fan of the Ghoulies back in the day?
I was aware of them. I'm not a fan. I didn't really watch them.
They were great. They were terrible and they were great.
Yeah, I mean, that just looks like something that a grade school child made. Or maybe something I made in grade 9 shop class.
Maybe. Oh, Gaz says there's only one hero to stop the Pooniverse.
Paddington Bear. Yes. Paddington in the name of the Queen.
Yeah, the Ghoulies are coming back with a brand new horror movie trilogy. The original director and co-writer Luca Berkovicki. Apologies. Berkovici? There you go.
Maybe.
And producer and co-writer Jeffrey Levy have confirmed that they are doing a rebooted trilogy of the classic cult comedy horror movie. So they are joined by Theo Lesmasters, and they explain that they're shopping around, hoping to film it later in the summer and early fall.
Okay.
So, wheels aren't fully going, but Berkovic, help me out with that.
Berkovici?
And Levy reclaimed the rights to the Ghoulies under the Copyright Act of 1975, which
Okay.
allowed authors to recapture the rights to their stuff after waiting, 35 years.
There it is.
So
that's like the what was the lawsuit, the comic lawsuit, the Superman thing.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have a follow up on that, do we?
Not yet, I don't think.
I'll have to check that to see if there's any more on
out.
that. Yeah. What do we got? Oh, two guys. These two guys think alike, don't they? Gaz says, "Bring back the critters." And a follow up to that, TJC, exactly what I was thinking.
So my question to you two: did you see the extra Critters movie that came out last year? I believe it was.
That's right. Yeah.
Terrible.
Oh, really?
Terrible.
Another one you're a fan of.
I am a fan of that franchise, yes, but they butchered it pretty badly.
I think of Critters as being sort of spun out of Gremlins.
A little bit.
Sort of like little monster movie. I mean little, as in like small.
Yeah, they're little fuzzballs with
Yeah, yeah.
spikes that shoot out and they eat shit.
I think of that, and then I see the original poster, the one sheet for that movie with the thing on the front,
Mm,
and it makes me think of Fizzgig from
yes.
Labyrinth.
Yeah. Or, not Labyrinth, Dark Crystal.
Yes, thank you. The Dark Crystal. Yes, not Labyrinth.
Gaz bought the Critters box set.
Oh, nice.
Did you know that Leonardo DiCaprio, his first movie was Critters 3?
Oh dear Lord, no.
Yeah. And TJC has the Critters collection on DVD as well.
My God, you guys really are fans.
Yeah. If you go on Temu right now, you can actually get replica Critters. $26.
Are they licensed?
I doubt it.
Does it matter?
No.
No.
No. But yeah, apparently the original, it was a franchise, right? They got up to 4 installments and 2 documentaries. So
Oh dear,
lots of history.
that's
there
a,
for
that's
it.
a lot of ghoulies.
It is. So I'm looking forward to this.
Dear Lord, Billy Zane was in the first one.
Yeah.
Wow.
TJ says gotta have the classics. Yes,
That
you do.
guy is like, he's hard to take.
You think so?
Billy Zane, yeah. Do you remember his take on the Phantom?
Oh, the purple.
Yeah.
Phantom, yes.
Yeah. It was kind of cool.
Wasn't bad.
I don't really like him, and he was a horror, like he was easy not to like in Titanic.
Did play a good asshole.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, he's always a good asshole. Do you know what I mean? Like, I guess that's a sign of you're doing your job right.
Exactly.
Oh dear Lord, are we going to talk about this?
Yeah, so we're pretty close to the end here.
Did you? We got slides for this?
We do. We got some stuff to talk about here.
If you didn't notice, there was a little. Gas. Phantom was great. Yes.
The
if
Disney
you missed
Plus
it,
folks.
yeah. If you missed it yesterday, the official Star Wars social media announced, put up at least 2 posters for the upcoming streaming series, The Acolyte. We now have a solid release date of June 4th, and
It's going to be a double episode premiere.
the first trailer dropped today.
It did.
I mean, at least now, I don't know if this is what everybody saw at Celebration back at the last convention.
I don't know.
Now, I did look at the Celebration footage, so there's definitely some different stuff, or different angles anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I've only watched it twice. I watched it once on my phone, and then I watched it once here on the computer before we went live tonight. What did you think?
I'm excited for it.
I was saying,
the one moment there, it could feel like, Star Wars versus the Matrix, but
well, because of Carrie Ann Moss.
yeah,
I mean, but like a lot of the stuff that they do in the Matrix, at least what Neo does when he becomes the One, is very Jedi-like anyway. So it works.
No.
This one really, really leans into the
Neo's supposed to be in this though, right?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I thought he was in this in some role in some capacity,
If he is, I'm not aware of
but
it.
he's not in the trailer.
No, but she is.
She is.
She absolutely is. Yeah. TJC, make a live action version of Defenders of the Earth or the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Defenders of the Earth. I actually like Defenders of the Earth. That's Flash Gordon, the Phantom, the Mandrake, the strong guy, and the kids. And I can't remember the strong guy's name. Yeah, good show though. And as far as the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon goes, I love that show. I bought those awful Hasbro figures, but I love them. Yeah,
it says, I haven't seen this trailer yet, but we'll watch it after.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, we do have it linked in the show notes.
We don't want to spoil it too much, but
we do have a couple images from it.
I did say, but after watching it, that this looks terrifying, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I am loving that we're getting a different Wookiee here.
No,
Jedi Wookiee.
Wookiee Jedi. Not Gungi.
No.
Not Gungi.
This is a fully grown up Wookiee.
I had a moment after watching this where I was like, I lamented sort of internally for a second. I was like, oh, because I haven't read any of the High Republic stuff, and I feel like
it might be beneficial.
Maybe I should have. Yes, Defenders of the Earth. Defenders.
But yeah. trailer opens with younglings in training, listening to the words of Lee Young Jae's Master Soul. And we do see that here as he's walking through and they're just kind of being mindful and whatnot.
We are definitely at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant here. Yeah.
Height of the Jedi Temple.
Yeah. This would have been one of the corner spires if I remember my lore.
Yeah. But we also get Carrie Ann Moss showing up here in her Jedi cloak.
Jedi Master Trinity, here she is.
Well, she's Master Indara now. So,
yeah.
And she has to take on a knife-wielding attacker who's, I don't know if this one's going to be force sensitive or not. I assume maybe.
Who?
The assassin here.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Oh, Flash, Mandrake, Phantom, and Goliath. I couldn't remember his name. Jesus.
Well, there you go.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. But, and then in a really cool scene near the end, we get all the lightsabers going at once. And
that looks cool. So there was a version of that scene shown at Celebration, but like you saw it from a different angle.
Fair enough.
And that looks super cool. That lady in the other image, the green-skinned lady, I wondered, have we seen this species before?
I don't know. Unless Gamora has turned into a Jedi.
Well, there are reptilian humanoids in Star Wars, like the Faline species. We saw like Prince Shizor.
Yeah.
The Black Sun organization, they're reptilian humanoids.
True.
I don't know. Maybe this. I'll have to check out.
But there are definitely aliens sprinkled throughout the trailer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the usual menagerie of Star Wars. Yeah,
even younglings, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of nice.
Well, that's good though, because it's we don't spend a lot of time with non-human Jedi.
Yeah.
Right, but the reality is that they came from all corners of the galaxy.
Yeah, like Plo Koon and all the rest of them.
Kit Fisto and all the weird looking guys, Sacitine and Opopo Rancisis.
Mm-hmm.
That's a one. Say that one 5 times fast. Opopo Rancisis. I might have put in too many P's in that one. It might just be Oppo.
That's all good.
I think it's Opopo Rancisis. He's like a snake guy.
Nice.
I mean, in animation, we can spend all kinds of time with them, but
as long as they put in what's his face there.
Yeah,
Walrus Man.
That's right. Looks like they've definitely invested quite heavily in this show, so it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. TJC says, "Live action Force Unleashed, take my money."
Man, I mean, Sam has been in the franchise in many ways, and then there's that interview. We covered that a while ago. He was talking about how he was talking about Dave Filoni, who was talking to Sam Witwer about how they'd tried to do an angle where Starkiller was an Inquisitor, and that didn't pan out. We talked about that in our Ahsoka stuff.
Yeah. Because there was a lot of speculation going on that he might have been Marok.
That he might have been Marok. Yeah, exactly.
The guy says what Teach said.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
But this is cool. Like I said, I not originally, last week I was saying that I was more excited for Skeleton Crew than I was for this. But like now
having seen
the trailer, it's done exactly what trailers are supposed to do. It's got me excited for this.
It's got the hooks in.
Yeah, I want to see more. I want to know what's going on here. I want to know about Carrie Ann Moss's character. I want to know about the other girl we see. I'm definitely looking forward to this. And I mean, it's just around the corner, June 4th. So that's right after, and that's what, just after
a couple weeks after
we wrap up the Bad Batch. So yeah, looks like we've got our next review series. That being said, if you haven't seen our social media lately, I posted one of the posters yesterday, and I asked a question. I'm going to ask you guys in the live audience. When we go to review the Acolyte, we will do it in our usual deep dive style. If you've watched any of our Star Wars reviews, you know what I'm talking about. And up until now, the titles of our review series have kind of written themselves. I mean, the Fandalorian, the Ahsoka Fano Show, Fandor, they've all kind of written themselves. We are admittedly struggling with what to call our review series for the Acolyte.
Because I don't think the Acolyte will work.
The Acolyte, the Fancolite, as my wife had written. So we are taking suggestions, and with all due credit, if you submit one and we use it, we will definitely credit you with that. So let us know what you think our review series should be called.
GC says,
I can't see why they don't do a Darth Plagueis film or series, as the book is awesome.
You never know. Maybe this is like a backdoor.
I wonder what's going on. Yeah, because
we're 100 years before Phantom Menace, I believe. If not more.
Yeah. So at the height, this is like before the Jedi start to wane.
Yeah.
So Sidious isn't even a thing yet.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I mean, do we know how long Plagueis lived for? Like, we could be seeing like the plot thread sort of, or the seeds planted for maybe Plagueis's master.
Maybe.
Mind you, Sidious found a way to keep coming back. So
somehow he returned.
That's right. And we're going to find out how.
Yes. But that does bring us to our last item of business for the night.
Are we there?
We're there.
We're there
already.
And I didn't even make a plug for calling in tonight.
Well, people know to call in.
I mean, it's right there on the screen. Yeah. It's, the WhatsApp link.
You can still call in.
Sure. We're about, I mean, we're at the end of the end here. So, Gaz, I wonder if they'll mention Revan or Bane. That's an interesting thought. Darth Bane instituting the rule of two. Darth Revan, a fallen Jedi Knight who basically left known space, went after the Sith, and then became a Sith. Yeah. I love him, by the way. It's a great character.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it is that time of the night, though. We're pretty much out of news. So once again, it's that time where we turn things over to Andy. You know what he's doing. He's out there in the aisles hunting for you and me, so we can save a few dollars with this week's toy hunting tip at Dollarama.
But we do have one more tip from TJC.
Oh, we do. You should read the Plagueis book. It goes into a lot of detail about why the Chosen One was created.
To bring balance.
I got to add that to my list then. I own more books than I have read, but isn't that always the...
Yeah, that's usually the way.
Oh, I'm going to read that book. Okay, add it to the list.
Yep.
My list is longer than I want it to be.
Well, there you go.
All right, man. What do you got for
this
us
week?
This week?
We found on shelves Orb Stretchy Beast Bigfoot.
Did you get one?
I did not, but I'm kind of regretting not getting one.
Come on, this is right up your alley.
It is right up my alley. It's going for $5 at Dollarama, but the regular retail on them is usually $10.95 and up.
That's great.
And
that's great.
That's great little squishable stress toy, I guess, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
But then also we've got DC Justice League foam plush balls. They're about 4 inches across, and they're memory foam. So again,
no way.
Stuff.
That's cool.
They're going for $4 and regular retail around $13.99 and up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Sam Squanch.
Everybody loves Sam Squanch.
That's a Sam Squanch.
Yes.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's all right. It's funny how some weeks, it's feast or famine, right? Like It's either on fire or they got nothing. It's this is a slow one, I guess.
It's a slow week, but you know what? Stuff better than nothing.
Was the lone masters of the WWE universe, what's her name, still on the peg?
She might be at some of them.
That's hilarious.
That poor Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. The evil Lynn Stephanie McMahon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for us, guys. That has been another episode of Random Fandom Tuesday. As always, we will be back next Tuesday. We'll do it all over again with a whole bunch of new headlines. So keep your eyes peeled. We can't cover everything. And remember, we are 100% audience participation. So you get to have your say every week here in the comments in the live chat, or you can pick up the phone and give us a call at the WhatsApp link right over there. It's there somewhere. It's in the description of everything. Oh, by the way, we got 515 subscribers as of today. We are well over the 500 mark. So that makes me feel pretty good. Thank you for everybody, to everybody who has watched and enjoyed our shows or any of our shorter form content. Which we haven't done a whole lot of recently.
But we're working on it, we swear.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Always appreciate you guys turning up week after week and being active in the chat. I really do feel like it's like hanging out with some friends. You know?
Mhm.
And I've always appreciated that, and that's what this show spun out of, right? Was the desire to see us do something a little bit more casual. I know it's become maybe a little bit more formal, but like, truth be told, like week in and week out, I don't always read all of the news items, so I get to experience them sort of as you guys are, and I just feel like I'm along for the ride too.
Yeah.
So don't forget the Bad Batch tomorrow,
Yes.
or you know,
Shogun tonight.
later tonight, depending on how late you want to stay up. And then we'll be back on Sunday with our review of this week's episode. And that's it for me, man.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, sounds good, man. Good show, my friend.
Not bad.
As always, everybody, whatever your thing is, remember, fan on. And for Fandom Power, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And we will see you on the next one. Bye for now, everybody.